Yes, you can record me.
Okay. So in this session, basically we'll discuss how field factor is important for any SQL instance. Let's suppose, let me open a paintbrush and I can give you example. Let's suppose we have our data pages. Okay. These are data pages
But your
available.
screen is not showing.
Oh, sorry. I am not sharing my screen. Okay, sorry. So that you got to know what is a field factor, why this is important. So are you able to see my screen?
Yes, yes, now I am
So
able.
let's suppose this is a database. I'm saying like a DP database 01. Let's assume I'm going with it's a database 2. Let me go. And here is a we have database 3. 3. Okay. Let's say these are databases. And I mention which case we have to mention 100% field factor. Okay. So if I'm going with a field factor 100%, let's suppose what case field factor will work, and we have to go with a 100% only. Let's suppose in an actual use case, some application you can see only we are dumping a data. We are not touching a data into it. Let's suppose I'm inserting a data. Today I'll be inserting a data. Whatever data I will be inserting, I will not update, delete those data. Okay. For this case, you can go with 100% fill factor. That will not create any problem. Okay. You got my point basically. If I'm saying whatever data available into the, you can say, databases, whatever data will ingest into the databases will not update, delete anything. Only I can dump a data. Maybe some use cases you have seen like a data insertion is happening. Let's take example. Okay, I uploaded one video and some people start commenting. Okay, so most of the cases they are not editing a comment, whatever comment they send to me. You got my point? So these cases we are inserting a data, only insertion is happening. You got? But let's take example. I have I have a one table. Let's start with the e-commerce. My account is created. I created my account into the table. Let's suppose it's a customer table only. Customer. Okay. So in customer table, I created, you can say customer table I created into the database. Now I inserted one record and one information I entered like a one, and I mention something let's suppose here is a name. I mention date of joining, or maybe here I mention date of ending. I means maybe some people like a one ID is join name one. Let me go, here is a ID instead of this. Here is ID. Okay. Let's suppose I enter few record one, then I said like XYZ. Date of joining let's I mentioned 10/1/0/1/1 and 2025. Here I didn't mention, I mentioned null. Once again, tomorrow this person came. I have another entry I'm creating here, second, and here I'm going with ABC. Here is a one, 10 2024, and date of here is a null. Sorry. So now what is the expectation? I'm going to update this date of joining, date of ending. I have to update basically. So if I'm going to update a data, so initially I didn't input any date of ending, but after 1 month, let's suppose today, I came and I said I have to update data. Today is a 01 02 2025. Okay. So initially, what happened? They capture this data into this table. Let's assume I copy this data and I capture this data into the data pages, this one. And I'm going with a small size so that I'll be capturing all the data. Let's assume this is my case. But when I submitted this data, initially you got to know this data was not there. But after 1 month, I got to know they said I have to update this data. And this data page is 100% fill. You can see 100% fill. Now nobody can enter the data here. Okay, because data is a completely full. I don't have a space like a database does not have a space to insert any value into it. Let's assume. Then what will happen? Because you mentioned fill factor is 100% here. So 100% fill factor, it means data page is a, after 1 month, we got to know this data page is a completely full. But today you came and you updated this data. So how they will capture this data? If I'm copy and paste here, because I don't have a space. Okay. So what I can do, they will, what they will do, they will create a new data page because you mentioned 100% data is a field. On basis of that, they already filled your data. So now what should be action? And why this is a creating a problem for the performance? Let me put here. And now they will link, you can say, they will link this record reference, okay, to this one. Okay, you got now. So basically tomorrow and today, you are going to select this data. What will be processed basically? They will start, they got a data here. So they start like a scanning like a first, like a ID, name and date of joining. They can got a data from this page only. But let's suppose they want all the data instead of this one also. So it means they will first come here and then they will got to know my, you can say, date of ending is allocated in database 54. So they have to scan both database, this database and this database. So basically you will get a bad performance. So if your fill factor is 100% and you are updating a data, you are modifying, deleting a data, it means that case basically you will get a bad performance. So instead of going with a data page is 100% fill, because if you'll fill 100%, it means next time any update will happen. Like if let's take example for this metadata, I mentioned this name size is a varchar 100. Okay, here I mentioned varchar 100, but you entered actually 3 character into the ename. Let's suppose tomorrow you want to change your name and you want to add XYG ABC SINGH. Okay, so it means you will not get spaces into the data page 1. Then same pattern. If you want to update your name, they will create a new database and they will mention whatever name you want to update and they will reference with your record. So next time, let's suppose I have to start analyzing a data, then we have to read all the column from the table. What I have to do? I have to read from the first data page and then we have to go with our page number 5. Because you mentioned Bearcat capacity is 100 and only at the time of insertion, you inserted only 3 character. And you know it's a variant data type. So whatever data they want to allocate, they can allocate. And tomorrow, if they want to update, they can update also. But if your fill factor is 100%, to tomorrow you will not get a space into the data page 1. So basically, to fulfill this process, you will be creating a separate data page, and this is called data page 5. Okay, data page here is a 5 will be creating, and whatever name you want to mention here, you will be mentioning here. Let's suppose I'm saying Prakash Kumar Sharma. I'm mentioning. Initially, against ID1, ID, I mentioned it's a XYG. But due to fill factor 100%, you are not able to update into the same data page. So you will be creating a new data page. Automatically, they will create and they will link with a one XYG, like a one ID with this one. But let's suppose I'm saying data page fill factor I'm going to change. And for the OLT environment, I'm suggesting you have to go with a 70% to 80%. Okay, I'm going to 70%. So whatever data you want to fill, let's suppose I fill only 70% only. 70%, let's assume this is a part only. So only I fill 70%. So if you want to add anything, update anything, you have a 30% free space, and those free space can use for the modification, deletion, updation, each and every operation basically. So you will get a good performance basically. So you are not going to allocate a new page, same data page, you will get a updated data like a Prakash Kumar Sharma into the same database. And if anybody want to analyze the data, want to read a data from the table, no need to traverse one data page to 5 data page. They will get a data into the data page 1 only. You got? Hello?
Okay, Priya.
You
Yes,
got
yes,
now?
yes, I'm listening. Yes, I'm listening. That means this and this. Okay. Because in our environment, I have seen that fill factor, the value of fill factor is not 100%. They set is approx 90%, 80% like that.
So basically it's depend on your modification or deletion like
Hmm.
activity. If deletion is happening, updation is happening lesser, then you can go like a 90%. But if you are doing like a frequent changes, frequent updation is happening. So that case, you have to go with a fill factor 70%. And one thing I want
Hmm.
to add here, some negative, you can say disadvantage of 70%. Let's suppose you don't have a sufficient disk and you are saying I will be filling 70%. It means let's suppose your storage is 100%. So they will allocate 100%, but finally data is stored into the only 70 GB instead of 100 GB. You got?
Yeah.
So basically, if you have a space issue, a space crunch, then on basis of your utilization, you can go 90, 95% fill factor instead of like a 70 or 60%. And let's suppose you have a sufficient spaces and you want so many 80% of updation is happening for each and every record. They are not touching only 20%. So that case you have to go for the 50% fill factor. And after fill factor, why fill factor is impacting your update statement also. Let's suppose I have to create a new data page, allocate a new data page, and then we have to create a reference like a data page 1 to data 4 or data page 5. So it means that operation will also take long time. So update will also degrade If we have a fill factor is a low, okay, let's suppose 100% fill factor, and you are going to like a create a new database. So new data page allocation will take place and will take some time, and then data referencing will also take time. So basically update, delete each and every process. Like let's suppose I'm saying a deleting a data, and 100% fill factor is there. So if I will be deleting a data, then I have to delete from the like a link page, and then we have to delete from the main page. So delete operation, update operation, insert operation, each operation will take long time basically, and you will get a bad performance while inserting a data. So if you want to improve performance, you can go and mention your fill factor on basis of utilization basically. You got?
Yes, Priya. Oh,
So any query till now, or can you stop recording for now?
no, you can stop recording, Priya.
Okay, thank you.